We are on Peter Woods' commitment watch as the 5-star from Thompson High School in Alabama will be choosing between Alabama, Clemson, and Jackson State. And we are excited. Oh, yeah, and in Florida too. And we are excited about who we could potentially pick. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What's goody, my people? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with the Black Boss channel on Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, 5-star defensive end Peter Woods out of Thompson High School in Alabama, the same high school that Ryan Pepins, last year's Alabama Mr. Football, who now goes to Grambling, attended. 3-time back-to-back state champion down there in Alabama. He's choosing between Florida, Clemson, Alabama, and of course, Coach Prime in Jackson State. He is making his commitment very, very soon on a very well-known YouTube channel hosted by Coach Hayes. Coach Hayes' YouTube channel, July 8th. Alabama, Clemson, Florida, and JSU 5-star defensive lineman Peter Woods, Thompson High School. This is big because he's got JSU there. He's another 5-star with the JSU hat. He's another 5-star who could be heading to 1400 Lynch Street. He's another 5-star considering an HBCU. He's another 5-star that could go be playing for Coach Prime. And he is someone who has been vocal about wanting an offer from Jackson State. He is someone who has been vocal about playing at an HBCU potentially. He is someone who has been adamant that Jackson State had a legit chance, even though they got in on his commitment late. And he actually hasn't taken a visit to JSU from, as far as I understand, not an official visit anyway. And he still has the Tigers in his top 4. This is big. He is someone that the I Believe faithful, the JSU faithful, the Coach Prime faithfuls have been keeping close tabs on, including right here on this channel, because of the things that Peter Woods has said, because of the actions that Peter Woods have made, because of how talented. Let's do it. This wouldn't be a big deal if this young man wasn't talented. How talented the young man is, Mr. Peter Woods. So let's go to some of his profiles. We're going to check out 2 different profiles. We're going to check out his on-3 profile and his 247 profile. And just to give you, some insight to how talented this young man, just to give you who's kind of like who the experts, you know what I mean, like the recruiting experts believe that he is leaning towards. So if we go to his 247 profile, 6'4", 265, Alabaster, Alabama. Class of 2023, ranked 23rd nationally, the 3rd best defensive lineman in the entire country, the 4th best player in the state of Alabama. The state of Alabama in the class 2023, we've talked about this before, but it is loaded. Let me repeat that. It is loaded. And the Crimson Tide is snatching up a lot of those talented players that are coming out of their state this year. It's not like this every year. Places like Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, California, Texas, like this kind of every year. It's not like this every year, but it's highly talented, like superbly talented in the state of Alabama this year. And right now, 1247 expert has Peter Woods going to the Crimson Tide. That's who they believe he's going to. At least one of them he's put in his bid, but there's others saying Clemson's got a legit shot because as you see on here, the things that we look at, he has a primary and a secondary recruiter from Clemson. From what I've been told, Clemson is in all the way on Mr. Peter Woods. So that is his 247 account. That is his 247 account. Now we're going to show his on-3 account, because on-3, 247, they all do their thing, and I take it all in. And I don't just look at one account. I typically try to take it all in, especially when they have differentiating opinions. So if you go over to his on-3 account, once again, a top 25 player in the country, a top 5 player in the loaded state of Alabama. They have him at 6'2", 276, so a little smaller as far as height on 3, but a little heavier as far as weight for a guy going into his senior year. They've got Alabama in a slight lead, but a close second as far as their prediction machine to Clemson. A close second to Clemson. They have Auburn. Auburn's not even in the top four, so that is irrelevant. But they still have the Alabama product going to Alabama. Now, one thing I find very interesting about Mr. Peter Woods is he is someone, just by looking at his social media account, his Twitter account, he is someone that follows recruiting nationally. Like, he is someone that is tapped in to what other recruits are doing. He is someone that's tapped into what the sites are writing. He is someone that's tapped in to some of the YouTube stuff that's going on. And one of the things that that proves that is the fact that his commitment is coming on a YouTube channel. This man is a 5-star. This man could call up CBS Sports. He could make a way, do something with ESPN. He's someone that could do something with one of these major platforms, either digitally or linear or whatever. But he chose a well-known YouTube page. Don't get me wrong, Coach Hayes is a well-known college football like recruiting YouTube page. It's well-known. It's got over 20,000 subscribers. But it's the fact that he chose a YouTube page, and that lets me know that he's tapped in to what's going on across the country from similar highly rated players like himself. And not just that, not just the choosing of Coach Carl's using his platform. Coach Hayes' platform. But also, if you go down his timeline, you'll see that he's retweeting a lot of articles. There's an On3 article. There's a 5-star offensive tackle, Caden Proctor, his commitment to Iowa. Another commitment to Alabama. Now, whether you want to take hints from this or not, there's a lot of Alabama stuff. Now, granted, the young man is from Alabama, so naturally there's going to be some Alabama. Naturally, there's some ties to some of these recruits that are choosing to play for the Crimson Tide. But you see a receiver, Cole Adams, commitment to Alabama. You see, some more football stuff, an article about himself, another young man who a 5-star safety that committed to Alabama, Tony Mitchell, that came a little while ago. See his Alabama graphic. You see some more Alabama commitments from Wilkin. So Reuben Owens, the number 1 running back in the country, his commitment to Louisville. So you see he's tapped in to what's taking place across the country. You also see, that's him right there, he's taking a visit to see Coach Nick Saban, to see the Crimson Tide. He also has taken an official visit to Clemson. He's also taken an official visit to Florida. So those are, possibly some indicators. But never say never, because Coach Prime and JSU are never out of it until the whistle blows. They're never out of it until the fat lady sings. They're never out of it until the clock hits zeros across the board. But it is an uphill battle. I'm not one to act like JSU's in the driver's seat. It is an uphill battle because he is from the state of Alabama, because he is a 5-star prospect, because Alabama is just, Nick Saban, they kill it every year in recruiting, but they're especially killing it right now in the class of 2023. So it's going to be tough to snatch him from Alabama. Clemson is right there as well. But if Coach Prime, Tim Brewster, and the staff down there at Jackson State is able to pull this one off, and steal a recruit from Alabama after the whole Jackson State played a kid $1 million bit from Coach Saban, this would be big. I can't wait to see the decision. And, good luck to the young man, no matter what school he plays for, whether it's Alabama, Clemson, Florida, or Jackson State. But this will be monumental if he chooses the Tigers. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is JeffLightsYJr with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out, and I will see you next time. Peace.